Hi, it's Colin here from Colin's Engage. We're going to talk about electrics, what equipment I've used, I'm going to try and use in the future. I have a Class 68 running round. I have mentioned what control I use. I'll just show you again. It's the NCE Power Cab. I can, on my layout, I can run up to 3 engines at once. 2 on the tail chasers and 1 wherever I want to do some shunting, moving engines about, or whatever I want. So 3 is the most I can control. It stores up to, just let me see on the recall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 7 engines it keeps the codes in, so I can just press the recall button, scroll through them, and then I don't have to keep typing the code in so many, because I haven't got that many engines at the moment. But I will show you the fleet, as everybody calls them, of engines, maybe in the next video. So that's how I control my trains. It's on an open-ended bus route, and I've got droppers from every piece of track. May it be an inch long piece of track or a long flexi piece of track. All the points have got power to them. So that's how I've done mine. I'll just show you where this actually, the controller plugs in. So that one, I put my programming track onto that. So I go from, I unplug it from there, plug it into that. I put a couple of crocodile clips on the end of there, and that's my programming track. And also it was testing things like, does the static grass stick to that foam, what you've seen me in the last video? Does the ballast stick to it? Any other kind of ballast, and the rest of the stuff, and it does. So, and the other thing for this was I could have a little practice of how to do the static grass, sticking things to different materials, and it was a nice little diorama. And when I finish, I just unplug my controller from there and put it back into the main layout one. This is just for ease for me. It works for me, so that's how I do it. I'll just show you how I connect to my bus route. I'll just get the wires out, just hold on. Okay, now my bus route wire is, I don't know the full dimensions, but it has 32 small strands of wiring. Now, as I understand it, this is what I've been told. If you use solid core wire, because of the lack of power what's running through the layout, as in the amps and the wattage and different things like that, which I'm not 100% on, it only stays on the outside of a solid core. So if you was to use 1.5 cable, what you use in the house for lights, the power is only on the outside of it. It can't penetrate all the way in, as I understand. So I was told to use this wire with 32 small strands, because every piece of wire will carry that amount of power in the whole thickness of that piece of wire. My actual droppers are with a wire with 7 strands on. Now, I try in most cases to solder my wires on the bottom of the track, the underneath side, so they're not on the side of the track itself. That's the majority of them. Now, what I use to connect my droppers to my bus route is with these 2 items: a spade fitting and a Scotch lock type. It's not exactly a Scotch lock, it's a copy. I have to use it because it's just so much cheaper. I've used over 100 so far, so it gets expensive if you use the real thing. I haven't had any problem with the fitments. It does work. So this is a company I bought those items from. Very good service. The price for 100 of each was £24.25 at the time of purchase, and that's their telephone numbers, fax machines and email addresses there. So I've had no bother with them at all. They also sell all sorts of different things as well, wires and you name it. How I actually shred my wire, to pull the wire off, I use one of those. You just put it in, if I can get it into focus for you, squeeze it, and pull. Now, just a little bit of a tip. When you've stripped that off, just put something behind it so it can focus onto it. When you strip it, leave the end on and then twist it with it on and then pull it off. It is then easier to twist the wires together instead of peeling it off. Let's turn that wire around, and there's the strands of wire. So you've peeled it off, pull the tab off, and then get your fingers and twist it. It's a bit harder, is that, than doing it the other way. So that's how I strip the wires. I connect the spade on using a crush system. I use one of those. I put it in that N1, which is red, it's worn out, 1.5. Crush it, and again, I don't have any problems. From my points, the main power supply goes direct to the bus route, but the frog wire, I use green for that, goes to a clamping system like the spade, a male and female. And I have an electronic device what I use to control my frogs, and it's from Gauge Master. That's the code, and it's called an auto frog. And that's them. Now I use them because I can use them if I use the points manually. It changes the polarity over the moment the train touches the point, and it realises it's the wrong way and it clicks it over super quick and the train doesn't stop. So I can use it manually or with my make a point system. And why I do it like this, and if I just take you underneath to show you one, there is one there. I use these male and female connectors. Now I've done this just in case these break. I can't see them breaking, but if one of those electronic bits just stop working, I can just unplug them and connect another one up. And on the back of them, you just solder your two, in my case black and white, to those two corners, and my green goes to that centre one to the frog. So I use them for my controlling the polarities. I pay 15 quid for 3, £5 each. It's not the cheapest, but I like it because you can actually use it manually. So when I click the points by hand, if I haven't got my servo set up, which I haven't yet done it to all, I can still control the points. When they're new, the points, very clean, you don't need them, but once they've been in a bit and they get a bit of muck in, it then stops working. I'll just connect one up and it starts. The point where that train is going over at the moment, that hasn't got a servo connected, but that stopped working. And instead of cleaning it and messing about on the inside of the arms of the points, I just connected one of them on, instant click, that was it. It works. Now I have some lighting. Most of my lighting I'm going to try and use CR Signals. He's a great bloke, he's got some great stuff. But I have tried other makes. You've got to try these different things just to see which is best. And I'll just set you up now showing you what buildings I have actually got wired up. So inside my diesel shed, I've got a pit on each side with lights in, and I've got lights in the actual shed. So if I just move it round to the side and through the top windows, you can see the lights inside. They're from CR Signals. In this roundhouse, they're a white light, again from CR Signal. But in this one, I tried something different. It's a bit more of a yellow light, and it's a totally different system. It's like a little mushroom, what has an adhesive on. You stick it to whatever, and it has a bulbing end, and it works. But that's that one. I can't remember who they are. I just saw them, they were really cheap. Give them a go. Okay, it's a different light to what I've got in the others, but I'm not bothered. Try these different things. I might change them at one point. I don't know which way I'll change. I haven't decided if I like the yellow light or the white light yet. I've got to get my head around that one, but I can easily change things. Underneath, I'll just show you underneath. So underneath, I've got that connection there, what comes from the mains. It's just plugged in, And I've daisy chained all my wires. The main, say, bus route is this purple and yellow, and then the different colours come through the boards. Those yellow lights you saw, they're red and white, and they're on a male and female. And then I just move to my next one and put another clip on, and there's another one there, and then there's some more here where I just loop one wire in to the female, and a wire out. And as you notice, that's the end. I haven't done any more lights because I don't know where I want them yet. So eventually all these wires will get tidied up and pushed up and clipped on, and it'll be a lot neater under there and back up. So that is how I'm going to do my wiring for my lights. These fire engines, what have flashing lights and other things I've got, they're going to connect onto that same wire. So they're connected to the main. At the moment, they run on a battery. That's one of the batteries there. And I'll just drill it through wherever the vehicle's going to be, and they'll be connected to that 12 volt power supply. So my points are controlled by the Mega Point control system, and my turntable, as I've said in the past, is an ADM turntable. Just as a little tip for you, at the moment I've just got a torch on floor. Now if I was to plug the turntable in, I'll show you what happens. Yeah, I'm going to plug this controller, this turntable in. A bit of advice: don't have underboard lighting on when you plug it in. It goes through a sequence of calibrating, and we found that if there's a light underneath, because people have lights on so they can see the wiring, I take a torch, but sometimes I have a halogen heater in here just to give it a quick boost in winter. Doesn't have to be on long because it gets too hot, but that gives off a lot of light. And I used to plug it in when I came in, and then set the turntable, plug it in. I always leave it at position 1. I haven't taken the sticker off yet, what indicates the head end, which is number 1. So when I leave the actual layout room, I put it back to number 1, because the sequence in calibrating is quick when it's at number 1 or near it. And I'll just plug it in and I'll show you what it does. So it's plugged in, and you may hear it. It's just calibrating itself. It goes clockwise, anti-clockwise, and that's it. It's calibrated, but it always goes back to setting 1, head end. If you have light on under your boards, it affects the calibrating. It just goes clockwise, round and round and round. And we found this out. Different people, and they at ADM said you need to turn your light off if you've got a light. And I said I haven't got a light, but I have a halogen heater which gives off a lot of light. So I always plug that in when I come in. It does that little sequence, and then I put my heater in if I need it. So that's it for this one. Just a little insight into the wires I use, my system I use, and who lights I'm going to try and use. Next time I'll do what they call a meet the fleet, show you different engines, and I'll look forward to speaking to you then. So please subscribe, like, and leave comments. I'm enjoying doing this. This is number 4, and it's great fun chatting to you all. So bye for now. Bye.